So we all know the 2022 NBA playoffs have started. We've seen some players crumble under the pressure of the playoffs, and we've seen some players absolutely flourish under the pressure. One of the guys who have absolutely flourished so far is the Golden State Warriors guard in Jordan Poole, who has been given the opportunity to start with Steph Curry being injured and playing with injury minute restrictions. And Poole has really stepped up. He's playing some of the best basketball of his career in the playoffs. And Poole playing this amazing brings me to ask the question of how good this guy can be in the future. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing why I think he's a potential future superstar in the league and just predicting how good he'll be in the future. But before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video as it does help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want daily NBA content. Also, if you want to reach my goal of 3,000 subscribers, also drop a comment on this video as I do respond to all of my comments, and play that intro. Before we get into how good Jordan Poole can be in the future, we have to discuss what he's been doing so far in this year's playoffs and just the season in general. As in my opinion, I think he was absolutely robbed for the Most Improved Player award. He didn't even qualify to be a top Final 3 finalist. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Last season, he was a guy who spent a lot of the season in the G League and a lot of the season getting no minutes. Now this year, he's improved to being a fringe all-star in my opinion, the third or fourth best player on a team that's favorites to make it out the Western Conference. This season, Poole averaged 18 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting an efficient 45% from the field and 36% from 3. Those are already really good numbers, and you have to realize he was doing this on a team where they like to move the ball around. They don't like to just have one guy holding the ball most of the time. His usage rate wasn't even that high, and he put up that impressive numbers. I guarantee you, if Poole was on a less talented team like a lot of other young guards like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Darius Garland, De'Aaron Fox, or many others, we see him put up way better numbers. I'm not saying Jordan Poole is better than those guys. I'm not saying he's not better than those guys, but his stats definitely would have been better. That's my point. But to talk about Poole in the playoffs, he's arguably been the Warriors' best player. Through 3 games, he has not had a bad game. He's averaging 29 points, 5 assists, shooting a crazy 66% from the field and 59% from 3. I'm actually scratched that. He hasn't arguably been the Warriors' best player. He has been the Warriors' best player. This guy's averaging nearly 30 points on historic efficiency. Most guards in the NBA are not doing that unless they're like Steph Curry, Dame, Luka, those type of players. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to do that the whole entire playoffs. I wouldn't expect that from any player, not even LeBron James. But this guy always shows up and steps up when he's needed to. Honestly, I don't see Poole ever having a terrible playoff series. This guy just never shines away from the pressure. But to discuss why I think Poole could be a possible future NBA superstar, you just have to look at this guy's confidence. Literally in the playoffs, I see this guy shooting Steph Curry type of threes and hitting them with consistency, hitting shots from near the logo. See this guy doing some of the nicest dribble moves I've seen, taking it to the rim. This guy's doing crazy finishes that I didn't even know he was capable of doing. Last year, he definitely was not finishing the ball like that. I think you also know that nice finish he did on Jeff Green where he just threw it behind his head, but it actually looks skilled. This guy just has the ultimate green light, ultimate confidence, and I don't think it's gonna go away because he's being developed by some of the best players in the league. Obviously, he's mentored by Steph Curry, who we can already tell has been rubbing off on him, as Poole has been doing Curry type things such as moving off the ball well, shooting deep threes, shooting crazy contested threes. Also has Klay Thompson. We all know he's one of the best shooters in the league and just a chill guy. Definitely has some type of influence on him. Then he has Draymond Green, one of the best leaders in the league. Even though Draymond might not be able to show him how to shoot the ball, he can still show him multiple other games of basketball, like other factors that can help him just be a good player. And when he just has this much mentors and just this positive Warriors culture surrounding him, it seems really unlikely this guy will fail to reach his potential. You also have to realize how hard of a worker he is. As I said, I thought he was the most improved player. This season, he came way more confident. You could tell that just from the preseason. Just way better player. He had a way more improved three-point shot. He was able to hit three-pointers off the dribble with ease. Just in general, better three-point shooter. His handle was already pretty good last last year, I won't lie, but it definitely did improve this year, and he has some of the best handles in the league. He might be the fastest dribbler in the league. Not saying he has the best handles, but when he dribbles the ball, he dribbles so fast, and you don't really see that much with NBA players nowadays, but he definitely has some of the best handles in the league, one of the deepest bags. If you guys know Flight Reacts, it seems like he's always saying Jordan Poole like learns a new move every game, and it actually does seem like that, because every game he's doing some next type of crazy move. This guy is always learning, and to be clear, he's a hard worker. He got way faster than he was last season. He has one of the quickest first steps in the league. It's just obviously this guy really wants to work and improve his game, and I think that will help him reach his potential as a superstar. Not every NBA player works as hard as him, so that will definitely help him reach his level that he wants to be at. I think this guy could be one of the best shot creators in the league. Already has one of the best handles in the league. Really nice shot. You have to be able to hit some crazy contested shots if you want to be elite, and I definitely think Jordan Poole is capable of that. I think he'll be a guy averaging 25 points per game along with like 5 assists. And the thing about Poole is he's not just a one-trick pony. We've seen games where he was like given the duties to be like the point guard more, where he had games of like 6 or more assists and made lots of impressive passes, like those behind the back passes he made in game 2. I honestly don't know what this guy does wrong. To answer the question of how good I think Jordan Poole can actually be, I genuinely think he has potential to be a top 5 shooting guard in the league. I think he's a guy who can average 25 points per game in the league, be one of the best scorers in the league, maybe even be the scoring leader, who knows, be one of the best shot creators in the league. I think he'll improve his passing ability to be an above average passer, maybe average 5 or 6 assists. Honestly, he's just going to be an amazing player, probably a top 15 player in the league. This is kind of a hot take, but I could see him being somewhat similar to a guy like Damian Lillard or Kyrie Irving, not necessarily in their play style, although he is somewhat like similar to Kyrie, but the way that Kyrie and Lillard for most of their careers have not been known as a top 10 players. They've had like top 10 level seasons, but like in general they're not top 10 players in the league. They're like right on the outside of that, but they're both phenomenal players who we can all say can play at a top 10 level player in the league, and they're all guys who can outplay other top 10 players in the league. I have to realize this guy's only 22 years old, and he's definitely going to improve a lot more, and we've already seen all the hard work he's been able to do in the past. Because if you don't remember, in his rookie year, a lot of people were saying Jordan Poole was the worst player in the NBA. Like, it was like a common thing. You go on Twitter, search up Jordan Poole, so much people are saying he's dead ass the worst player in the NBA. And you have to realize he's putting up these impressive numbers on a team that has a bunch of guys who need some shots. Curry needs shots, Wiggins needs shots, Clay definitely needs shots. And then their role players are going to need shots. They don't need shots, but they're going to have to take some shots. Poole's already doing this well. I promise you, if you put him on a less talented team, this guy's averaging close to 23 to 25 points per game and making the all-star team. But he's on such a talented team that we don't really see how good he is yet. But I hope in the playoffs he continues to play at a level somewhat close to this, so people can finally realize how good he is. If I'm being honest, I don't really like the Warriors that much. I'm not biased towards them. I just don't like the Warriors. But Jordan Poole has low-key become one of my favorite players in the league. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Let me know how good you think Jordan Poole can be. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want daily NBA content. Also, if you want to go over 3,000 subscribers, also drop a comment on this video as I do respond to all of my comments. And play that intro.